Hello guys, my name is Daria. I live in Barcelona. I work in Uterque Inditex. I also worked 6 years in Zara, and today we're going to speak about how to get a job in fashion. Actually, this question is kind of popular. Even if I'm traveling somewhere and I just meet random people, a lot of times they ask, how did you get a job in Zara? I love Zara, I love the products. How is it possible?
Oh. It combines my love for fashion.
So I thought it could be a nice first video to start with. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know if you want to get a job in fashion is what kind of person are you? Why is this important? Because if you're an open-minded person, if you hate rules, if you love to meet new people and you love to learn everything by yourself, because even if you study something, if you start to work, it's totally different. So in this case, you would prefer freelance job.
So you're freelance.
And if you need stability, if you prefer to work with the same people every day, and if you like to learn from the others, in this case, it's better for you to start in the company, and for me, bigger company.
You work at Vogue? Yeah, designer.
The important thing that you don't really need to study. If you think about doctors or history, whatever, you really need to study this topic. But talking about fashion, it's still okay not to study and study something else. For example, if you want to work with product or as a buyer, you can study marketing or international relations. And if you want to work as a designer, yes, in this case, you need to study, but you can even study by yourself, like make some online courses. I'm going to tell you a couple of them that are popular. For example, St. Martin's in London is a really good one. Fashion Institute of Technology in New York is also a wonderful choice. Also, there is a College of Fashion in London and Istituto Europeo de Design in Milano. Anyways, as I mentioned, it's not really necessary.
Yes! 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 Yes!
And if you're in love with fashion and want to work here, there are two ways for me that are the easiest ones. First one is to start as an assistant, as an intern, especially if you didn't really study. This is going to be your free studies. So if you're young, if you're like 18 years old and don't want to go to university and just want to work, this is the perfect choice for you. Also, if you start as an assistant, you will understand how everything works. If you really want this job, or it was just an imagination and actually you prefer something totally different.
I hate this job.
And the other way is to start in the store. There were so many people in Zara that started in the store. You can't imagine. The designers, the distribution, controllers, buyers, photographers, whatever. If you want to work in the big fashion company, starting in the store is the best choice because they really love people who work inside the company. And the most important is that you're proactive, if you do your job well. I'm going to talk a little bit about this more in detail.
Smile and nod.
How can you get in the store? You can check on LinkedIn because almost everyone is on LinkedIn now. Also, the second version is to check their websites. For example, all the big companies like Inditex, they have their own website. I'm going to leave the links below so you can check later if you are interested. And also, the really easy way is just to go to the store that you like. And with this, you even can check how is it going there, how do you like the people there. You can just check in the store and ask them to give you a paper for request. And I can tell that it's kind of easy to get into the store, even if they don't have the positions now because of the coronavirus. You need to wait a little bit longer, maybe until Black Friday or sales, because in the sales season they're always searching for someone, and you're gonna get there.
It's a clothing store.
And when you get there, just start slowly, checking how everything works, ask everything, because it's the most important part that you know how everything works, because if you work there like for 1 month or 2 months, then it's much more harder to ask because you were already there. So first days, you can even ask the same questions for like several people, note everything down. Be sure to understand how everything works, how all the processes are organized, and then if you're sure about yourself, you can start investigating more about the sales. You can start communicating with your product manager, because the product managers, I worked as product manager for so long, we love when the stores communicate with us. Better not to call, I can tell. If you can use WhatsApp, you can send them mails, don't be shy. So in this case, the product manager can recommend you to HR or like leave you a nice comment.
Finally, a professional.
If you know that you're doing everything perfect and you're sure about yourself, and for example 1 or 2 years passes and they don't promote you, in this case maybe there are some personal issues or whatever, and it's better to change. But because you already worked in the store for so long, like 1 year, 2 years, in this case it's going to be much easier to go to a higher position in the other store. You can ask the HR, for example, to change you to the other store. For example, Inditex has several companies. The biggest is Zara, and I can tell you that it's better to start there. But also if you're a younger person and if you prefer like casual style, surfer style, you can start with Pull&Bear or Stradivarius or Bershka. I can tell that for me Bershka is the best, and also it's selling more than the others, so consider this one. If you're a little bit older, like 25 maybe, you can start in Uterque, where I work now, and I love it. I think it's the best one. So you already had some experience in the store or as an assistant or whatever, and you want to be promoted or you want to change the company. In this case, one tip: LinkedIn always offers some premium account. For example, you can have a premium account for 1 month for free. Check it out. It works really well because you can write directly to the people that are not in your network. And when you're on LinkedIn, when you have your CV updated and everything, please don't send messages to the designers, buyers, or whatever you want to work with, because these people, they're not responsible for searching people, because I always get tons of mails like that, and it's kind of weird.
It wouldn't work out.
We even can't help our friends, because there are a lot of friends they're asking to recommend them. Of course I can do it, it's my friend, but it won't really work because the HRs are making research by themselves and they have their own database. So the best way is to add all HRs from the company that you want to work in. And then just start to communicate, check out the positions and tell, oh, I saw this position, so I worked as an assistant or in the store, I have this kind of experience, and I have recommendations, and I'm really interested in this position. Or even if you don't see any positions, just let them know in the polite way that you're interested in the company. So could you please add me to your database, and I would love working in your company because your products are my favorite products ever. And also the HRs, they're often changing their jobs, so maybe this time it didn't work, so next year it can work. The most important is to try and to be patient.
Meditation, repentance and acceptance.
And I think that's all, guys. Thanks a lot for listening. Let me know if you didn't understand something because of my English. Sorry about that. And one more thing. There are lots of rumors that fashion industry is really crazy, that people there are like bitchy, and it's going to be the same like in Devil Wears Prada. Yes and no. Depends on the company, on the people that you're working with. Like everywhere, it's everything. Sometimes if you're not lucky, you can get in this kind of beachy atmosphere. It happened to me once a little bit, but not really that bad. But sometimes no one is beachy and the atmosphere is just perfect. It's really important to find the place where you feel comfortable, because also all the companies are different. It's better always to check the general information about the company, and is it this conservative or is this more modern? What kind of designs are they doing? Normally people are more or less the same as their designs. So for example, Massimo is kind of conservative, and Mango is also really conservative. That's why I worked in Mango for 1 year, and then I changed again for Inditex or Uterque, and I'm so happy that I did it because it's much more free.
It's time for saying goodbye.
So thank you so much for joining me for this video. I'm so happy that I made it. I really hope that I'm gonna make the second one next week for you. And let me know below in the comments if you want to know anything about fashion in general or Inditex in particular. I'm gonna be happy to answer any questions. Hugs and kisses.